Cash-a-maniacs.
GeoGearHeads.
Welcome back to the GeoGearHeads, episode 349. This is our Going Caching 2018 event. And I, of course, am Daryl W4 for Chris of the Northwest.
Hello, Daryl. We're one away from 350.
We are. And next week is going to be an interesting show for 350.
It's a milestone of some sort.
But, of course, for Going Caching 2018, we have to bring in the Waysiders. Welcome back, guys.
Hey, thanks for having us back.
Yeah, we're glad to be here. Excited.
As am I, and unfortunately, I don't get to go to Going Caching this year. But one of my favorite geocaching events that I've only been to once, and it's still, even before I got to it, it was already one of my favorites.
Oh, that's fun.
But this year, it's going to be October 3rd through 7th.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll go into that a little bit more. But tell us what the theme is this year and what people should expect from that.
Well, this year the theme is Haunted Mysteries. So it's kind of mashing together like a Ghostbusters, not sure, Haunted Mansion, a Disney World sort of thing. Got some main characters who have storylines that involve them as being ghosts. And the cachers coming will get to figure stories out.
And this all takes place in Victorian Rome, Georgia, which is convenient because Rome is the largest Victorian downtown in our state. So all of our buildings and things, it just lends itself to that Victorian era. And we've had a lot of fun with, Charles Dickens type costumes and, steampunking up a little bit, not a lot, but, it just all seems to go together with our fun and games. Mm-hmm. And it is close to Halloween. So, and like I was saying before we started that, we're not going to scare the pants off anybody, but just some might make your hair stand up a little bit. But
we might get a few screams out of people.
There might be a place or two for
I know a place where there might be a scream or two. Yeah.
Well,
as podcasters,
like, previous years where people are encouraged to dress in costume.
That's right, especially at our flash mob that we have Thursday night. The premise is we have a visiting medicine that's coming to town, Professor Geist, and he's bringing a medium along with him, and he'll be setting up in Rome during Going Caching, and he will be dressed up in costumes, and we encourage everybody else to come.
Right. Just, again, think Charles Dickens type things. I've got my little top hat on. Or if you're inclined, come as a ghost. You don't have to be a living, breathing person. you can be a ghost. Anything you like. But yes, we definitely encourage. And every year it gets bigger and bigger with costumes. So Andy mentioned the Thursday night flash mob, which this is the first year we're doing a flash mob at night, and we're doing that. That's a costume event. And also the Saturday night Haunted Mansion Ball, which is going to be in the Rome Forum downtown. We've got the entire convention arena. And that's going to be a fun night. And that's definitely a costume event. Yeah. Someone last year actually asked about, does everyone wear costumes like when they're out geocaching on the trails? And said, well, some people do actually, but not required.
All right, a quick note for anyone who's listening in the live and in the chat room. We do have a couple of trackables that we're going to give away tonight for interesting questions asked during the show. You did mention the schedule roughly, though, and that was one of the things that I had some issues, I guess, with last year as my first year, is I didn't really understand how the whole thing flowed. I knew it was going to be a kind of continuous story, but when I got to that Wednesday event, that was where I really started to get the feel of how things go. And if it hadn't been for making it to that event, I would have been totally lost, because that's when those experienced going caching attendees took me under their wing and showed me how stuff worked. You know, it introduced me to the cards and what they're for, and how to make the coin work.
That's right. You can always tell that Wednesday night, the veterans from the newbies, the veterans have their packages. They've ripped them open. They've gotten into little groups, and they're opening all the cards everywhere and laying them out, and they just start right off the bat. And I would say too that those are the people to approach if you've not been before, because everybody looks forward to helping someone else. Honestly, kind of learn the ropes of going caching.
Absolutely. That's one thing we are very proud of. Over the years, we've really got this thing rolling where experienced cachers are actually, they're looking forward to helping people that maybe it's your first year coming. And it is a lot. We throw a lot at you. If you can only come Saturday, please do. You'll have a great time. But if you can get there, like you were mentioning, Daryl, Wednesday night is package pickup. That's our first package pickup. We do it at every event. In case, and we get asked that a lot. When can I get my package? We do it at every event except the flash mob. We just don't have time during the flash mob. But all the other events, and we've got some other times scheduled as well. But you can pick up your package, and that's when you get the work. You dump out your goodies, start sorting through the trading cards, putting the puzzle together, and look through the program. Our event program is a game piece itself. There's a lot of stuff in there, and so yeah, that's it's, if you can get here on Wednesday, that's great. Thursday night will be another time where we've got a lot of social event or social activities planned. That's another great time to get together.
Well, that Thursday one is the flash mob, and we'll post the links to each of these 7 events. No, I think it's actually more than that, isn't it? No, it's just 7.
7, yes.
Yeah, so we'll post links to those in the show notes for this one as well. So 7:30 is a lot later than I remember the Thursday event kicking off. Is that actually when the story really begins, or are you going to start the story really during the Wednesday event this year?
Well, Andy, tell us about before the flash mob, what's available to do on Thursday.
Well, I would like to mention that we're doing an evening flash mob, of course, because it is haunted mysteries and we're focusing on ghosts. So we kind of wanted the sun to set before we started the flash mob. But we're also doing it that evening. That day, we'll have package pickup. The times are posted on our website and on all the cache pages. But Barnsley Resort, it's just right up the road in Adairsville. It's about 15 minutes drive from Rome. It's going to be Barnsley Resort Day with, they have a special set of lab caches out there. They've got miles of geocaching trails. So there'll be 30 new caches out there for people to go get. And they're going to have a special in the beer garden and in their little Woodlands restaurant, all for geocachers. And it's normally a $10 entry fee. But if you have your Going Caching name badge, it's free to get into Barnsley Resort that Thursday.
It's a historical plantation, really. And it's a beautiful place, even no matter what time of year. Spring is wonderful. The fall is going to be great. But those hiking trails are amazing, and we are in the process now of putting out a ton of new caches, and we'll have. Well, I guess we can talk about lab caches.
There'll be 10 lab caches out there, one set of 10. Which, by the way, I will say real quick on lab caches, we have 30 lab caches this year, so there'll be 2 sets of 10 in Rome and 1 set out at Barnsley Resort.
Very cool. And are they actually tied to the puzzles that are, or are they just going to be on their own this year?
Barnsley Resort, we're sort of tying them in to the history and the beauty of Barnsley itself. There is a mansion in ruins out there that you can visit as well. And they have beautiful gardens and, like we were saying, miles of gorgeous hiking trails. The ones in town, yes, will be directly related to the storylines in the haunted mysteries. I can say one of them is a set of tombstones.
Right.
That
We have some
with some fun stuff
comical,
planned for those.
yeah.
Yeah.
like gravestones that we're actually been playing. I'll go ahead and say we're like everyone else. We've been dabbling with the augmented reality stuff, and we're hoping that's going to work.
So far,
So far
good.
so good, right? But we'll have those temporary caches, the lab caches out, and we're very pleased to have 30 this year. That was thank you HQ for that. Yeah.
Right.
That is going to be awesome, and I'm so jealous because I really want to see what you guys do with the AR and with those tombstones. So I'll be watching Instagram and hopefully seeing a bunch of that stuff.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So the Barnsley admission for the geocaches is only on Thursday then, or is it going to be
free
throughout?
on Thursday? They have, since we've put some geocaches out there and have been doing a few things with the resort. On a normal day, they discounted half price for geocachers.
Yeah, there's a $5, for geocachers, it's a $5 admission. General public is 10, but they're doing 5, and you can spend the day out there geocaching. It's definitely worth it, and it's just a beautiful place. Like Andy was saying too. She mentioned the beer garden. They've got an outdoor a pub, basically. Some nice restaurants. If you're dragging a Muggle family member, they've got a fantastic golf course.
They also have a little farm area with barn animals. They have horse riding. They're totally pet friendly. Dogs are welcome on their leashes. I know a lot of people come with their geo pups. So
we think Thursday will be a fun family day out there. Just a good geocaching, good hiking. And that'll be a lot of fun. And then when that wraps up, we'll move right into the evening flash
come
mob
back into town and
at the clock tower. And that's we're not going to say much about that, but that's going to be fun.
Yeah, beware when the clock strikes 8.
That's right.
Not quite midnight.
Some fun. No, we can't quite. No.
Yeah, that's
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Some neighbors in that area might frown at it.
That is an amazing structure, to say the least. And I'm curious to see how that's going to end up working, because it's quite a steep hill, and there wasn't a whole lot of parking up there.
Right.
Well, if you plan wisely, it's steep on one side and steeper on the other. So,
but Rome is the city of 7 hills, and that's the big one. Yeah, that's how we got our name. We actually have 7 hills. Of course, I'm sure they just quit counting when they counted 7. So, but we are, the city of 7 hills, and so there's not much flat, particularly downtown. But we do have we'll have parking coordinates. There are several large parking lots and parking decks
and you can park in the neighborhood as well.
Right.
Limax
wants to know if lightning will strike the clock tower at 8 o'clock.
Oh, darn, he guessed.
I know. And then this DeLorean goes.
Right.
I was going to say, I think that's the wrong.
Oh, wait, wrong theme. No.
Wrong decade. Wrong. But no, but some fun stuff will
There's
happen.
some fun stuff planned, and we can't give anything away. But
so that takes us only through Thursday. Which I guess that's really going to start the story then. And then Friday, you have 2 more events.
Wait, we're not quite done with Thursday.
We're not quite done Thursday.
Oh, no, okay.
There's more.
I'll tell you that when the flash mob wraps up, we did do some pre-selling in the store for haunted ghost walks that'll happen down in the historic district. And also we're doing a pub crawl, haunted pub crawl. We've got, Rome has these 8-passenger golf carts. There's 4 of them that'll be running that night between 5 stops, 5 pubs, and the parking decks downtown.
And in the downtown hotels.
And the downtown hotels. They'll be doing a circuit around. And the pub crawl will be fun because even if you did not pre-purchase a pub crawl ticket and the swag bag that goes with it, you're welcome to jump on the chariots and visit the pubs with everybody else.
Yeah, these Roman chariots, these giant golf carts, don't run usually on Thursday night, so they're running exclusively for going caching geocachers, and all you have to just have your name badge and hop on and have fun.
And they're going to be doing karaoke, and the drivers are going to be dressed up as well. So,
wow.
And John and John in the chat is asking, how far from downtown will the Roman and chariots take people after the pub crawl?
It is pretty much the downtown area.
Yeah, the Between the Rivers district.
They'll be stopping at the Days Inn, the Hampton Inn,
the Hawthorne Suites,
right,
and the Courtyard by Marriott.
Right, and the parking decks too. So, but yeah, if you're out, if you're staying out a little bit, they're not going to be able to run you home. But we hope everybody will coordinate a designated driver and things like that for that. But the haunted, the ghost walk tours, they're going to be fun too. That will start right at when the flash mob ends. The tour guides will be there and walk. It's about a mile, I guess, about a mile walk downtown, and it's the old Victorian residence area, and they'll be telling 100% true ghost stories about these.
They'll be visiting 5 haunted locations that are like documented haunted.
Right.
So,
wow. And those tickets have long sold. I mean, that if you don't have a ticket, we're sorry, but that was limited because of the amount of time we had, and these are professional ghost storytellers. So we were limited to 200 people. 200. It's 200 people, and it sold amazingly.
48 hours.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Wow.
I'm not surprised. That sounds like it's an awesome little tour.
Yeah.
Gail says that she's really excited now for the pub crawl, and she will be dressed up after the flash mob for that.
Awesome.
I know. I love it.
Yeah, so our pubs are really getting into it too. They're going to be decked out and stuff, and so we're excited. It's going to be a very fun night. Again, that's Thursday night. And you can walk downhill, which is good, downhill from the clock tower, and hit 2 pubs right on Broad Street,
within
and then
2 blocks of the clock tower,
and then jump on the shuttles and have fun.
Nice. And then John also asked if there's Uber available in Rome for the pub crawl.
Uber's not so much a thing in Rome.
No, we're a little small for Uber,
but there are taxis.
Right.
All right, so now let's move to Friday. What's going on Friday? Because it looks like it's pretty much a full day again.
Yeah, Friday morning will kick off with the Ghost Challenge, and that's the Geocaching Haunted Observations and Supernatural Tales Challenge. And that's where you get to visit some of the hot spots, supernatural activity around town. You'll be challenged with finding some caches and some other items. You'll stamp a passport. And then once you've got enough points on that passport, you can redeem that for a Ghost Challenge coin.
Yeah, that's a trackable geo coin that
you will be a bona fide ghost hunter.
That's right.
Awesome. I like that idea.
It's a very beautiful coin too, I have to say again.
It's very nice.
Andy designed it once again, and that's the challenge coin, not the event coin itself. But the challenge coin's it's a beautiful piece.
Yeah, and we partnered with the Visitors Bureau, and they designed the back side to match our front side, and it's really nice. It's turned out really nice.
Excellent. And these are, again, geocaches that are published for this that you can actually log, correct?
Yes. The caches that are involved with this challenge will publish that morning at 9 a.m., kind of synchronized with the event.
Right,
Yeah,
and
so
they
you're
are
going
permanent
out and getting-
loggable geocaches.
Yeah, so you're going out and getting these actual smileys as well as getting the coin for. So kind of like a geo tour,
Yeah,
but probably a lot more fun.
The Geo Twofer. Yeah.
Yes. I like it. The Geo Twofer.
But
You're
you
just coming up with all kinds tonight here. Creepia and Geo Twofer.
Yeah.
But you only have about
kickback.
Mhm.
You only have about 7 hours between events there. So at 11 a.m. the Ghost kickoff ends, and then at 6 p.m. you have another event happening, and I suspect this is one that people aren't going to want to miss.
Yes, that's my pride and joy is the Friday night play. We of course this is back in Rich Ferry Park, the main event location, and there's a permanent stage there, and we put on a full-blown, the worst acting you've ever seen, but a full-blown play that definitely fills in a lot of gaps. Not all of them, but tells the stories of several different ghosts that they've already become acquainted with through their ghost challenge, and working on the trading card puzzle, which we can talk about in a minute. But the play is a lot of fun, and it's all geocachers. We don't have any professional actors, and that's kind of obvious when you see the thing. But we have a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, and we always take a lot of pride in the stage set itself, which is the front this year is going to be a haunted mansion, and behind there are the escape rooms that they will go through Friday and Saturday as well.
They'll get to experience those. Yeah, it's basically we can talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
The rooms are sort of a Victorian parlor with a seance table, fireplace, portraits on the walls, kind of thing. And we've been calling it kind of an experience room.
Right. This year's more.
It's not as much of an escape room, although you will be locked in.
Yeah, you have to figure your way out. So it is an escape room, but it is a lot of experience.
But there's a few little tricks and twists and maybe a scream or two. That's where the screaming comes in.
It's really not that bad.
So they're going to be open Friday and Saturday this year?
Yes. Yeah. That's if you complete the trading card puzzle, which you have to do that. You'll go up and down Broad Street, and you can start working on that Friday.
Thursday.
Well, you can start. Yeah, you can actually Thursday. Sorry. You put this trading card puzzle together, and it's kind of like a treasure map each year. And you'll go to certain locations, and then you'll find
you're using the coin this year.
Right. The coin is key to all of these things, which I don't want to give anything away.
I know. I'm trying to like, okay, what can we say without giving anything?
But it is key. And you're basically getting certain cards stamped to prove that you solved this particular mystery. And you bring your stamped cards back, and then our gatekeepers allow you to approach the front of the haunted house and gain entry and go inside
and ring the doorbell. And I always want to, but it's not going to be the which is what I really wanted. But I wanted Lurch to answer the door.
Right. You rang.
That would be fun. And anyone who is doing this as a group, the thing that we hadn't accounted for last year, so we'll give you our
advice,
our experience. There we go. That's what I was looking for. You do have to have a set for each person. And this is one of the reasons why it's really important to go to some of those earlier events and get the trading cards, because you have
trade to get your set.
Yes, you need to trade for multiple sets.
Right.
So whoever is in your group, you need one.
Yeah, we do require stamped cards for everyone, but there can be one coin in the group. We certainly don't insist everyone have a coin or some of the other items, but yeah, we do want everyone to at least experience the locations we've sent them to and get their cards.
So they're prepared
right
properly for getting in the room that way.
Right. So Saturday last year, Renee and I were running around to all of those ones that we had already done, getting our stamps on the second set, because we made the mistake of only doing one set. So keep that in mind. You do need multiple sets for, one set for each person in your party.
But it's just the set of the 4 cards.
Right.
Four cards. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's 6 cards last year.
I think it was. Yeah. But this year we're doing 4. They're a little bit more involved each stop this year. So we were going with 4. And let me see. That's really all you need, right? Is the your 4 cards individual, and then your group needs a coin, and you literally need it. It is a game piece. And is there anything else? I think that's it.
I think it's it.
Just get your courage up, right? And approach the door. Yeah.
And ignore the screaming you may hear.
See, now I started out by saying, "Oh, this is tongue in cheek, lighthearted," and Andy's going for the scream, but there might be a yelp or two.
One of the things. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so Saturday is the actual mega event, and what should people expect from that?
Well, it's we'll have the typical, meet and greet type stuff, trading. Of course, people will be coming and doing the rooms, if they've worked Thursday and Friday. Even if you got there Saturday, I think you could still go get the 4-card stamp to come back to experience the rooms.
Definitely.
Yeah. We've got a lot of great vendors. We've got some food trucks. We're doing the button match again, which is fun. The mystery match. That's where everybody who bought a package gets a button, and there is a unique match for your button. And when you find your match, you get to come and spin the wheel and win prizes. Did you find your match last year?
No, we did not find my match, and we ran into many people who thought they matched me, but who had lost their buttons along the way. So make sure to not lose the buttons either.
Right. Because there's some good prizes involved with that, and it's a lot of fun. And it's another one of those things we do to encourage people to make new friends. That's really what going caching is all about. Is all of this stuff we have. It's a lot of fun and games, but really. It's so enjoyable to hear stories where people have met like really new friends. I mean, good friends, and they come to going caching together, and they hook up and do all of the puzzles and
then
games
reunite
together.
every year. Yeah.
So I do encourage people to connect like that and do the lab caches and the puzzles for the event that way, because it is so much more fun to do it in a group, and it's a lot of fun to do that. We tried to do a couple of different groups, and that was a lot of fun, but it is kind of, you tend to get that one group that you do a lot.
Oh yeah, you get on a roll. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, or a couple of one groups. Quick, going back to the sets of cards, John wants to know if an infant needs a complete set of cards as well. And I would tack on to that, is the experience room appropriate for an infant?
I
would leave that up to the individual. There's nothing in there that,
there's no horror.
Right. No horror
no
whatsoever.
Screaming or anything that might upset a kid.
I don't know.
Maybe startling.
Yeah, there might be a couple of things that
would
might
be startling.
Yeah. Things go bump in the night.
But
right?
not
but no
super scary.
No,
just startling, I would say.
No, we have no horror costumes or anything.
No blood, no gore, none of that.
So I would leave that up to, when my kids were young, I'd drag them into anything. But
yeah, it's good for them. Builds constitution.
Right, yeah. But,
and look what happens to them. They start working on big mega events like this.
Exactly. Right. Like we do. We pull our kids right into it.
But to literally answer the question, no, the answer would be no, that infant does not need a full set.
No, correct. Yeah, we would obviously not require them to have cards or, and if you think they can handle.
Pretty much anybody that requires a rear facing car seat probably doesn't need a full set of cards.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
John says that the infant can definitely handle that.
Oh, awesome. We look forward to it.
We want to meet this infant.
Yeah, I know. That's a future going caching crew member.
Right.
Exactly. Okay, so getting back to the actual mega event on Saturday.
Another thing, one of my favorite things, I do a puzzle solving class each Saturday at Going Caching, and this year we'll be teaching some of the local puzzles that Andy and I have put out, And we're not going to give you the final coordinates, but we give you a detailed PowerPoint presentation and teach you how to solve some of these puzzles. And I found that that's it's a lot more enjoyable when you can do it, on a practical level rather than just saying, well, here's a bunch, throwing a bunch of ciphers at somebody and saying, in general terms, here's how you solve something. So we'll actually dissect our own puzzle caches in the area. And I have on shirt. I'll try to get this in the camera, but this is the puzzle T-shirt this year. And there's a $100 FTF prize.
Wow.
So we do this every year. And if it has been found, and it usually does get found, but if it has been found, the cache has been found and claimed, I will teach the puzzle T-shirt as well. So if you weren't able to solve it or you got stuck somewhere, provided, the FTFers have gotten back with the proof that they've gotten it, right. I'll teach it at the puzzle class.
Well, and Gail is asking who the genius is that comes up with the pre-event T-shirt. So that's a good segue to her question.
I think it's...
You're looking at them. We definitely enjoy our puzzles. So.
Yes. Sorry.
Well, last year we didn't get the clue that really made it useful until after we washed our T-shirt.
Yeah.
Because yes, we did wear those T-shirts plenty before the event.
Yeah.
So, but then also Saturday we'll have Signal. That'll be something, specific for that event. And also, I will tell you, we will have 9 attending lackeys at the event. So
that is a substantial number of lackeys.
It is.
Yeah, we were very pleased to hear that HQ is sending 9 employees. There's
that's
9
quite lackeys that'll be there, and they've all gotten cash cards. And the way you get their card is if you've had a card done, you get to trade with them. So,
and I'm sure they'll have extras they'll give out, but the joke's kind of on the lackeys because they're going to get tapped on the shoulder quite a bit, wanting their cards. And
but we're excited about that to host them. So that's a lot of stuff going on Saturday.
Are you hosting them or ghosting them?
Ghosting, yes, ghosting.
Okay, you're on a roll.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a Kaiser.
Yep. Okay. I see why you guys are so good at this. Yeah. Wow.
Is that what it's called? Good.
We fooled them, Daryl. We fooled them.
Apparently.
Just him. I'm not fooled.
Wet Coaster wants to know if there's a significance about the number 9.
It's Limax.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Number 9 because there's 9 lackeys.
Oh, I see. Not that I know of. I think it just kind of worked out. Yeah.
That is quite a lot of lackeys, though.
It is. It started out, it was 2, and then it just kept.
Right.
Oh, and there's another one, and there's another one.
Yeah, we found out so many were coming. I was hoping somebody was staying home to keep the servers running and everything doesn't break down.
Hamsters.
Oh, there are some lackeys that are not allowed to travel.
Oh,
they have to stay home during
9 lackeys plus Signal.
Yes, that is. I guess that would make 10 actually, wouldn't it? Of course, Signal is special.
So. That's right.
All right, so that's basically the mega event, correct?
That's
I'm trying to think of
Saturday afternoon. What about Saturday evening?
Well, Saturday night, we've got the Haunted Costume Ball, a ghostly gala, and that's going to be in the arena at the Forum. We will have a Victorian Gothic sort of design, table settings. They have these giant chandeliers that are hung down. We'll have a DJ and a dance floor. We have a magician that'll be coming and set up. We're going to have a silent auction. In fact, some of the tombstones.
Right. We have a lot of photo op areas planned. So, things that that the attendees have seen throughout the several days. We're going to gather those up and drag them into the forum. Now this is a big arena. They have it's indoors.
They have rodeos and
yeah,
stuff
exactly. This is concerts and things like that. So we're very, very happy to have the Rome Forum as a venue for our Saturday night costume ball.
Yeah, that does sound like a really great place for selfies too.
Yes.
But a great event to go to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 8 to 11 p.m. And that doesn't wrap it up. Unfortunately, that's when we left last year. We didn't go to the Sunday event, but the Sunday event, I gather, is a really fun time as well.
Yeah, Sunday morning, we're going to do donuts and coffee for the nearly departed. You see what we did there, right?
I did.
So it's just going to be kind of a wrap up. A couple of the lackeys are going to do a talk, sort of a synopsis of their adventure that they had while they were in Rome with us. And we'll give away the rest of the prizes that we have and say a fond farewell.
It's always the Sunday morning thing. We have coffee and donuts.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always a fun time because that is it. I mean, everybody's about to hit the road. And it's a kind of a bittersweet thing. You know, it's like everyone is exhausted. But, you know, you kind of hate to see it all come to an end. But we take that opportunity to say, you know, goodbye and hope everyone enjoyed it. And again, with so many new friends being made, you know, that's, you know, it's a departure time.
That's right.
And that pretty much wraps up our little shindig.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I don't know if you can call it little.
I think one thing we touched on a little bit, and that people that are new might not understand, that all of our events tie together. They tell the story. They link through the whole way. So as many of them as you get to attend, kind of the more it'll make sense to you. But still, if you just can only be there Saturday, there's still going to be plenty of fun things to do. Some of the activities are shorter. You could easily get them in on Saturday. The challenge that kicked off on Friday morning, everyone gets a passport with their packages. So if you don't get there till Saturday, you can still go around and get the caches and do the things you need to get the coin, because you have until Saturday afternoon to turn that in. And there is a coin for every passport. So there's not like, oh, the first so many finish. It's, if there's a passport out there, there's a matching coin that goes with it.
Right.
So
Excellent.
Nice.
And you still probably have time to make the stops for the cards to get you into the experience room.
Exactly. And you can probably do slab caches.
Right.
And
I mean, you've got to hustle. I mean, you really do, but it can be done, and it is done. We have, you know, a lot of attendees that can only come, you know, for that either the mega itself on Saturday, or they might
they're showing up
get over Friday
Friday
at some
night,
point.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and really the way to do this, you know, from the little bit that I experienced it, was especially that first year, you have to make it in for the Wednesday event, and you want to stay through Sunday. So figure on basically a week that you're going to be in Rome, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
But Rome, Georgia is a great place to be. And it's funny because with all of our planning right now, with the downtown business people and the visitor center, the city government people, they're so excited to have the geocachers back. So I'm not sure who loves who more, because I know the geocachers love Rome, but Rome loves geocachers. So,
Well, that's good to know.
That is true. This is our fourth.
It is really true.
This is our fourth going caching in Rome, and the townsfolk have really grown to love, and they just talk about how great geocachers are. We get other events in Rome. There's tennis events and different things, but for some reason
they just love the geocachers, and they feel like they can identify them.
Right.
Like they know who the geocachers are.
They're all wearing these badges that say going up.
And they comment how
go.
friendly the geocachers are, where everybody is from. It just blows their mind that these people are coming from. We have people coming from 40 states and 6 countries this year. So that gets real exciting for everybody here.
Yeah,
And
so
I think
not much of a pull then. Just a small.
Just small,
like I said, just
Yeah.
a small shindig.
But I think Rome likes to show off its
Yeah.
Southern hospitality. It is a true little sweet Southern town.
Harmony 25 in the chat just says that only 2 of the lackeys are paid by HQ. The other 7 are coming on their own dime. So be nice to them when you see the lackeys, especially at a food truck. Be nice. Buy them a meal.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Harmony 25. That's that's the good thing to pass on. So yes, be kind to your lackey.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny. We had another question that was emailed though from 06 Guardian, and he asked, "What is new and different at this year's Going Caching that's a departure from previous Going Caching events? I know the theme changes, but events change as well." And I was going to say, aside from the one venue and the basic concept of the card decks, I don't think anything hasn't changed.
Well, yeah, the having the night flash mob is really different. We've always kicked off Thursday with a morning flash mob and then had another Thursday night event. So changing that up. We've never done 30 lab caches before.
Oh, that's brand new.
That's brand new.
We're going to do some night caches. We haven't mentioned that,
Yeah,
but
we have a night
we've
cache
got
planned.
some night, true night caches planned, permanent ones, which we have never done that before. And I mean, some stuff you might recognize. There's the basic format, but we do try to change everything up to keep it fresh. And
again, we have a coin that's never been done before.
Yeah, I would say this is
functions.
We haven't seen
never
this
as a
before,
coin has
right.
before. So
we're very can't say much about it, but we're very proud of the event coin, and it is definitely a game piece.
Yes,
that you're gonna need and use and enjoy, and it's beautiful. It really is. It's I guess we can.
It's a lock.
Yeah, we've put some pictures up on our website of it, but it's our main Ghosts locket, and it has special properties.
You say in the inside is a photo,
right,
under a glass gem,
right,
and then the coin
but it has
helps, special properties.
Right. It helps tell her tale, and also that's all I can say really is special properties.
Special properties. It's very special.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got to get my hands on one of those.
Yeah.
Harmony 25 though might actually give you a little bit of heart attack because she wants this to be next week. So
You're ready for that.
Oh yeah, well come on.
Well, to offset that, she wants to thank you for doing the night flash mob because the day ones are so hot that she feels like she's melting.
Yes, yeah. It's hard to. We did move going a couple of years ago. We had to move up Going Caching a week early than it had been, and it's still early October. It can get pretty warm. It can be. We might be going around in sweatshirts. You never know. But last year was a beautiful, sunny, hot day. Yeah. So
I seem to remember you guys commenting how out of the ordinary it was that it was that hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was shorts and t-shirt weather most of the day. But I remember in the mornings it being like really chilly too.
Yes. Yeah. It was chilly. It can get pretty foggy. Yeah. Last year was kind of funny in our flash mob. Of course, it was all secret agent themed. So it was probably high 80s at least and humid. And we had all these guys running around in trench coats,
I was going to suggest that people need to prepare for just about everything weather-wise, because that's kind of what we experience. You probably don't have to prepare for snow.
No.
But, like good fall wear all the way up through summer wear is probably advisable.
Yes, very true.
Yeah.
And October is our driest month, but last year we did get a good. It was on Sunday, but
it was
that was a
threatening Saturday night at the block party.
Yeah, that hurricane had come through Florida and
it was making its way up, and we were being chased out of the state by it because we were.
That's
we
right.
were on the road at like 4 or 5 in the morning, trying to beat the rain out of the state, and it was a kind of treacherous drive on the freeways.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. We were like taking down everything as fast as we could last year.
Yeah, I think we set a record on teardown, just trying to beat the storm. So.
Carrie wants to know if the boat tours will be available during the week this year.
We're not doing boat tours, but she can ride a Roman chariot.
That's right. Yeah.
Ooh.
Thursday night.
But yeah, we do not have the Roman holiday. That's our tour boat. That see, Rome is built on three rivers. The Ustanala and the Etowah merge and form the Coosa, and the Coosa River then flows into Alabama and all the way to Mobile. It becomes the Alabama River, but and back in the Victorian times, Rome was very
it was a cotton town.
Yeah, it was a cotton town, and they would load cotton bales on these river boats and haul them to the Gulf and load them on the ships. So we're using a lot of that in our storytelling this year, the river travel. So
but we don't have.
But no, we're not.
specifically
Yeah,
boat
we are
tours.
not using the tour boat like we have couple of 2 or 3 years ago. We did. Yeah, we may bring that back at some point, but not this year.
So very nice. You guys have worked so hard, and we can tell without giving things away the detail in which you've planned. So thank you so much for all of this. I'm excited. I'm not going to be able to make it this year, but I'm really working to get there for 2019. I know you can't tell me what the theme is ahead of time.
We could, but then we'd have to kill you.
Yeah, no. We always
if you kill me, I won't be able to make it.
We will be able to say it will be in Rome. It's going to be very difficult for us to leave Rome at this point. It's just too big of a circus to take on the road.
Right.
But we always announce the theme at the closing of the mega event.
Right.
So it'll be Saturday around 5 o'clock, and we'll be on the stage and then tell the crowd what next year's theme is.
Even though you're talking to Jim and I right now, or me and Jim, but there's the success of this event is really based on 40 other people that are called the Going Caching Crew. And Daryl had the privilege of meeting them. They are this amazing group of geocachers that represent 7 different states.
Right.
And a lot of them have already been doing all kinds of, one dropped off stuff today from a load from Florida to Pennsylvania.
Wow.
So, and then, so there's a lot of creative minds
right.
go into
this thing has gotten so big. We have a series of teams now that are working on certain projects. And in the old days, when we first started this thing, everybody would show up, and we were laughing earlier about it, but we would tell them, okay, here's what we're doing. And, 3 or 4 days, we'd get everything put together. And it's just not possible now. So we have several groups that are working on specific things. And when we all assemble here in Rome, it'll be more of an installation process rather than a
construction job.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And Scott, GSM times 2 in the chat, asked the question that I was going to pose, which is, do you have the dates for 2019 that you can share so people can put them in their calendar and request time off?
We do not. We have a weekend in mind, which would be very similar to this one, but that still needs to be confirmed with venues.
So at this point, you can probably just say likely early October again.
Yes, likely early October. Like I said, we've not reached out. We have different venues we need to reserve and get contracts on and things that we haven't done yet.
Right. We'll be shooting for the same time period, October. I guess that would be like the 5th, but again, I wouldn't book hotel reservations just yet.
Right.
And then Harmony 25 also wanted to know if there's a link if someone wants to become a volunteer to sign up.
That's not posted yet, but it will be very, very soon. We'll do an announcement on the cache page, as well as I'll put it on Facebook, because we do need a lot of volunteers beyond just our crew. So for actually at almost all events. Right. So
it does take a lot of people to put this thing on, and we definitely appreciate volunteers that can help with. I mean, some is pretty mundane, but it's necessary. and then there's some really like kind of exciting stuff too. But it all has to come together, and it's the generosity of volunteers and the crew that makes it what it is really.
But that'll be coming out really soon, because I know people that want to volunteer want to be able to make their plans as well. So, and know when their volunteer shift is, and plan accordingly. We just have a couple more activities to finalize, to figure out how many people we need, and then we can get the whole thing out.
Excellent. And I do want to extend the thanks from myself and Chris and the rest of the geocachers to the entire caching crew and everyone who volunteers, because without their work, great events like this wouldn't be possible.
Amen. Yes.
That's so true. Well, thank you again, folks. Now, Daryl, at the beginning of the show, you made a promise.
I did. And Shaved Ewok and Harmony25, make sure to email me with your address. That's GeoGearHeads@cachemaniacs.com. And we'll get one of those trackables out to you. So again, GeoGearHeads@cachemaniacs.com. And one of the other things we should have mentioned probably is this year's registrations for going caching have been closed. Correct?
Yes. The store is closed. Now you can register. There's no. It helps us. I mean, there's no great. It's nice if you go to the website and register you're coming, because you can do that individually. We'll attend if nothing else.
Yeah, attends are real important because as you've heard, every event, we've got special venues, we've got a lot of plans to make, and our only way of guessing crowd size is by will attend. So we really encourage people, if you're going to be at that event, please will attend. It helps us tremendously.
But the packages are no longer available, so you can't do the VIPs.
We'll have a few items for sale, but we are notorious for not overbuying. So there's not going to be a lot, but we will have some things. So the quicker you get to the store tent,
Friday morning is when it opens the first time.
All right. Thanks again, folks. I wish I could go this year, but we're definitely going to try to make it next year, and hopefully Chris can do it, and we will have a full GeoGearhead contingency there.
Oh,
that would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be great. And we enjoyed you, Daryl, last year, and we'd love to see Chris there. And I want to say congratulations. You said next week is your 350th. Is that right?
Correct.
Wow. Awesome. You guys are great, and
it's a lot of shows.
And over the years, we have appreciated everything you've done for going caching as well.
Well, thank you, and it's been a pleasure. But it dawned on me, we've actually done more than the 350. It's just the 350 regular shows.
That's right.
We have a bunch of those point shows in there.
Right.
I don't even know how many shows we've actually done.
We're just stubborn and won't give up.
Yeah. Well, it's a milestone anyway.
Okay. It is.
Oh, well, talking about 350 shows, what helps keep those shows promoted well within the podcast community is leaving us an Apple Podcast review. Jump on there. We want an honest review. It doesn't have to be a 5-star, but it has to be an honest review. Tell us what you think. Of course, we love the 5-star reviews. Don't get us wrong, but I'm not pushing for a 5-star review. I'm pushing for an honest review. I think those are more important to be honest with you. You can do that just by going over to iTunes, looking at the show, and you can leave a review right there.
Yeah, and we did actually get some important information from one of those reviews years ago about some audio problems that we had to try to solve. So we appreciate that. But, if you do have issues like that, something's going wrong, email us and let us know at geogearheads@cachemaniacs.com, because we do really want to make sure that everything is working right for everyone, both on the YouTube and on the audio version.
That's right. We want the best quality show in your ears.
And then next week, as we mentioned, we've got a great show coming, which is going to be the AR experiment. We're actually talking with one of the lackeys who is responsible for the AR experiment over there and getting some info from her. Then the week after that, September 20th for 351 is another randomized show, which means, among other things, probably more prizes to give away, more trackables. So it's a good time to send in your tips, your tricks, any feedback, any questions that you have. And it's an even better time because, you'll have a chance at winning a trackable. Then on the 27th for episode 352, we're going to be talking about power trails for the very first time. Chris, I don't believe we never did a full show on power trails, especially as much as people ask for that.
How can that be?
Well, for one, we haven't found a whole lot of good hosts that or guests that are willing to come on and talk about it authoritatively. So
because they're always out doing power trails.
Yeah, so we had to ask the most power trail caching hosts that I know of, which is Scott and Jesse. So they'll hopefully be on. Jesse will definitely be on, but hopefully we'll get Scott on, and maybe we'll pester him a little bit too about geocaching podcast. Because that's going to be coming back soon too, we hope. And then for the first show of October is going to be the Trackables partnership again. So we're going to be talking with a couple of the lackeys who are responsible for all of those cool promos like the DuckTales, the Treasure X, and so many other great things that we've been seeing coming out over the last year or so.
That's right. Until you get to listen to those shows, make sure you check out the Cacheamaniacs website at cacheamaniacs.com for more on the GeoGearHeads, including show notes for this and all our episodes. We love hearing from our listeners. So leave us feedback by emailing geogearheads at cacheamaniacs.com or through the many channels of social media. Your support helps keep the Cacheamaniacs shows coming. Please consider becoming a patron through the link on our website to support the Cacheamaniacs shows. GeoGearHeads is produced by Chris Umfenauer and Daryl Wattenberg. The show's copyright 2018 by Daryl Wattenberg. All rights reserved.
Cache with the Cacheamaniacs.